Shorty Crunk? So fresh, so clean. Can she fornicate? That question been harassing me in the mind. This girl is fine. I done came to the club about 11 times. Now can I play with your panty line? The club owner said I need to calm down. Security guard go to sweating me now. Inward drunker than a mother fornicator. Threaten me now. She getting crunk in the club, she work it. And I like to see the females twerking. Taking the clothes off, bucky naked. Ho, don't disrespect it. Pop your vagina like this. 'Cause Yin Yang twins in this female dog. Lil John and the East Side boys with me. And we all like to see butts and breasts. Now bring your butt over here, ho. And let me see you get low if you want this thug. Now take it to the floor. And if your butt want to act, you can keep your butt where you're at. 369. Darn, she fine. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tap 2 podcast. This is episode 4, and just like A New Hope, this is a new hope for the podcast. I don't know, that was a stupid intro. I was trying to do something, mix it with Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but you probably know that at this point, or maybe you don't. Maybe this is the very first episode you've ever listened to of the Tap 2 podcast, and that's okay. I wouldn't necessarily listen to some startup podcast either, but you know what? Where are they going to start if they don't start somewhere? Think about that. Your mind's blown, right? Not really. Anyway, so I was just sitting around, and I know it hasn't been a week or anything, but I decided that it was probably a good time to record another one. First of all, what else have I got to do? I'm just sitting here, and might as well do something with my time. So anyway, I figured I'd just record a new episode, and I'll still put one out this coming Wednesday. But today is June 16th, and I figured why the heck not? Today's June 16th, the day I'm recording it, so the magic card of the day will reflect that. But it probably won't go up on YouTube until the 17th. That is Friday. Yep, that's Friday. So anyway, this is episode 4 of the Tap 2 podcast. You can, of course, reach me to tell me I suck, or tell me everything's awesome, or just say, keep going, whatever. At tap2productions@gmail.com, or on Twitter at tap2podcast. That's it. And you can see all the hilarious stuff I tweet. I don't know. I don't really tweet that much, but if you want to follow me, that'd be cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I'll probably follow you. Just tell me who you are. It sounded kind of creepy, didn't it? Anyway, let's start off every episode, like most episodes I start off, with the magic card of the day from Pojo.com, as we all like to go to every day. Today, on June 16th, 2016, the card of the day is Commune with the Gods, and it is a sorcery, costs 2, 1 colorless, 1 forest, and it is from Eternal Masters, is the set it's from. It says, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or enchantment card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. And then the flavor text is, for the first time in many years, Elspeth asked for help. I really wish it was something funny, but I ain't going to find some card with great flavor text just because it's got great flavor text. No, this is the magic card of the day. There's some integrity in the magic card of the day, alright? So you want news about the magic card of the day, and you don't want to Google magic card of the day, or just go to Pojo.com, find your own magic card of the day. No, you want to get it from here, where you're going to get the real magic card of the day, without some pinko commie philosophical thing put on it and saying, we're just going to give the people what they think they want. No, what you really want is the real magic card of the day. And I'm stalling. I know. I don't really have a lot to say today. It's okay. It's okay. Just calm down. Calm down a minute. And listen to me. Okay. Been thinking about it a lot. And you know what? I fully intended to do movie time with every episode. But you know how many times I've done movie time? Once. And that was the first episode. And that episode's got the most hits on YouTube. So that leads me to believe that you people want more movie time. And if any of your friends have stopped listening at past episode 1 because it's like episode 2 don't have movie time, well, you can go back and tell them, say, listen, we got movie time. And you know what movie time we got today? We got Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's up there in the top 5. Bruce Campbell, one of the best actors of all time. And again, most of my stuff really isn't the best stuff of all time. My favorite video games of all time, my favorite movies of all time, but they're my favorites. So forget you. You know, you can have yours, I have mine. So Bruce Campbell is my favorite actor of all time. I don't really have a way to quantify it, except he just seems like a cool guy. I've seen interviews with him, just different stuff over the years. I've liked pretty much everything I've seen him in, which, let's be fair, I haven't seen him in everything. I haven't seen all of his B movies. There was one that I tried to watch I didn't care too much for, but it's got Bruce Campbell, so I watched it. But, I mean, Briscoe County Jr., great show when I was a kid. I didn't even know about Bruce Campbell at the time. Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness, awesome movie. I know that movie. I've got the official bootleg edition, which was, I didn't even know at the time, but kind of a limited edition run thing. Let's see. He was on Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. I think he was a producer on that. That was awesome. The movie My Name is Bruce is great. If you've never seen it, it's a movie where he plays himself being just a drunk, good-for-nothing piece of trash. It's kind of a biopic about himself having to fight this Chinese god who's the ancient protector of bean curd. His name is Guanji, and I don't know, man. It's even got it's separated into like 4 different acts, like a play, and it even has this like hillbilly band playing a song about the god Guanji in between the acts. It's a weird, ridiculous, awesome movie, and you should like it. And by the way, Burn Notice, the only reason that show was great was because of Bruce Campbell. It's the only reason I watched it, but it turns out the show was good anyway. Anyway, Ash versus the Army of Darkness. Okay. Not Ash versus the Army of Darkness. Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness. I don't know why it's... Anyway. I don't know why it's called Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness. It's technically part 3 of the Evil Dead trilogy. If you want to get down to it, it really, in a canonical sense, it's like part 2 because Evil Dead 2 was just a remake of Evil Dead 1, and they just changed some stuff around. If you've not seen either of those, watch them both. They're both great. But Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness takes place at the very, very end of Evil Dead 2, where he has fought the faceless, formless evil, and he thought he won. He thought he defeated it and banished it with the Necronomicon. But as it turns out, he didn't. And it opens a portal, just a rip in time, and sucks his car and himself in it. And he has chopped off his hand and replaced it with, or put the stump of the hand in a chainsaw. And of course he has his shotgun, his boomstick he calls it. Anyway, he's captured by these dudes. They think he's a spy for this other kingdom, and so they take him and they throw him in a pit with the Deadites, which are people that have been taken over by the evil dead, whatever, the faceless darkness. by the way, if you get a chance to watch the movie, the reason that they use just this weird camera shot, this really fast swooping through the woods shot with the camera, instead of actually making an evil figure or even like stop motion animating something, was because of money. It was just cheap alternative, and it works really well. It's really creepy, even though it's real low budget and kind of, I don't want to call it stupid, but it's kind of stupid, but it works so dang well that it's a little creepy at times. Anyway, so he ends up with a comical amount of blood, beating the deadites that are in this pit, and then gaining the respect of the people. Now, after he gains the respect of the people, they're feeding him grapes while he's laying down. He gets he takes the princess to be his lady, which, if it had been years since I'd seen Evil Dead 2, and I just watched Army of Darkness the other day, and I watched the, I get to the part in the movie where this woman kind of comes on to him, and then he, takes her to bed, and then I realize, literally, his girlfriend, who became his fiance in Evil Dead 2, died less than 36 hours before. And he's just completely forgot about her and is banging this other chick. It's actually pretty funny. It really says something about the character. Just being not a likable guy. He's a jerk, but he's so dorky cool in just a weird way. So anyway, goes to bed with her. The next day, he makes a hand, like a robot, like Luke Skywalker hand. It even has kind of the same little scene where the top of it's open and you see the little inner workings of it as it's each finger's moving. And then the priest, who is Mr. Pitt from Seinfeld, the eccentric old man that Elaine works for. He plays the priest in this movie. So Mr. Pitt, I will call him, because I do not remember his name in the Evil Dead movie. Mr. Pitt tells him, hey, you gotta go, and to save us, and by extension, us sending you back to your own time, the way you're going to get back to your own time is you're going to go get the Necronomicon. It's at a graveyard. It's set on a headstone, and you got to go get it. But first, you got to say the three magic words. You got to say Klaatu, Verata, Nikto. And he says, say them, repeat them to me. And Bruce Campbell's like, Klaatu, Verata, Nikto. Very dismissive of him. And he's like, say them again. He's like, I got it. I'll say your words, but you got to hold up your end of the bargain. You got to send me back. And then he rides off to the cemetery. But on the way, the faceless, weird camera angle evil chases him to a windmill, and the evil actually got in him. Hang on. No? What happened? I can't remember. Oh, yes, that's what it is. The evil is in a mirror, and he looks in the mirror, and then he breaks the mirror, and it smashes into tiny pieces, and then tiny little 3-inch figures, 3-inch versions of Bruce Campbell pop up out of the mirror. They do some hijinks and like stab him in the foot with a nail, do all this different stuff, and then one of them actually jumps down his throat and gets inside his stomach. Bruce Campbell thinks he kills it with a pot of boiling water, which is boiling on a stove for some reason, even though it's in an abandoned windmill. I have no idea. I think it was just a convenience for a storyline, but anyway, he thinks he killed it, but as it turns out, that thing grows inside of him and splits off and makes a different version of Bruce Campbell, an evil version. So an evil version of Bruce Campbell to be the hero for the Deadites. So if you watch the official bootleg version, Bruce Campbell is having a little conversation with the thing. He's like, "Who are you? Are you me?" And then the guy's making fun of him. The evil version makes fun of him and says, "Who are you? Are you me? You sound like a jerk," is what he says. Well, in both versions, the regular and the official bootleg edition, which is technically a director's cut, Bruce Campbell in both editions puts his shotgun underneath the bad guy's nose and then blows him away. And he in the director's cut, the one I've got, he says, "I ain't that good," which is a cool line, right? But I think the regular version is a better line. He says, "Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun," which, I mean, we can all agree is a great line. Anyway, he buries the bad guy, and the bad guy swears he's going to come back and kill him, even though Bruce Campbell had right before chopped him up into little pieces. So anyway, he gets to the cemetery, and there are 3 books, and 2 books are fake. They try to kill him, but then the last book, Bruce Campbell's about to reach for it, and he's like, well, wait a minute. I gotta say the magic words. He says, "Klaatu Barada Nickel Necktie." It was definitely an N-word. Just can't remember. It's just a really funny scene. So anyway, his bright idea is to go Klaatu, like he's looking around like there's nobody watching. He's like, "Is anybody watching?" Verata. So he just kind of coughs it. I know that was a loud portion of the sound bite, but you'll forgive me. He just coughs the word, thinking he's going to fool the magic that holds the book there. So he's like, "Okay, I said the words," and then he very smugly picks up the book, and then Earth starts shaking, and he's like, "No, I said it." But of course, it didn't fool anything. So he has to get out of the cemetery, and all these skeleton arms are trying to come up out of the ground and kill him and stuff, and some funny stuff happens. He gets back to the castle, and he's like, "Hey, send me back now." And they're like, "Hey, you screwed us over. You didn't say the words, and now the Deadites are coming after us." And then they take the princess that he had quote unquote fallen in love with. And he's like, "Not my problem." And then finally he feels bad enough. He feels bad enough to actually lead them in battle against it. Now, why this dude that works in housewares at S-Mart is leading an army? Why one of their warriors can't do it better? I ain't got a clue. But you know what? That ain't part of the movie. It's part of the movie that somehow he's a genius, and in his car trunk that got sucked through the portal as well, he had like textbooks, college textbooks on gunpowder and just different war machines and things like this. They turn his car into a war machine. The evil version of him, of Bruce Campbell, comes and leads the Deadite army, which is a bunch of puppets, a bunch of puppet skeletons, and a lot of stop motion animation. And it's so funny and creepy that it works. It works to this day, and it's great. So obviously they win the day, and Bruce Campbell gets to go home. And the way they get him to go home is they from the book, they use a recipe in the book to mix a potion. It allows him to sleep without aging, except for some reason his hair grows. It allows him to sleep without aging for like 2,000 years or something, because that's how far in the past he had been thrown. So they're like, okay, 2 drops, 1 drop for each 1,000 years. And so he's locked in a cave, and I don't know. Anyway, he drops 1 drop in his mouth, 2 drops in his mouth, and then he gets distracted, and he's like, "Did I drop that second drop?" Okay, and he takes the 3rd drop, and when he wakes up, he is um, he is 1,000 years into the future, and the world has been destroyed, and that's the end of it. Now that was the director's ending, uh, the ending that Sam Raimi wanted in there, but for the theatrical release, the ending was they just sent him back, through whatever means. It just kind of comes back on him telling that story to somebody with his "Hi, I'm Ash" and housewares underneath his name tag, and of course nobody believes him. But then this old lady turns into a deadite and says, "I'll swallow your soul," and then he gets a shotgun, shoots the old lady, and then yet again grabs another woman and says, "Hail to the king, baby," and then the movie ends on him making out with her. So that is Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness. And if you enjoyed my rendition of it, you are insane, because that was not a very good telling of that movie. But glad you listened. So anyway, I should be doing more movie time from now on. That is fun to do. But to be quite honest with you, I've just looked at the time that it takes to do movie time, and that was like a solid 20 minutes. So what I'll probably do is, hopefully every week or every other week or so, I'll put out an extra episode, and it'll just be pretty much for movie time. But I will still bring you the magic card of the day, so don't you worry about that. And all you people that love magic cards. And you know what? Maybe I'll even throw in a Pokemon card of the day. Pokemon, I said. Pokemon. You know what? How do you like to say it? You like saying Pokemon? Pokemon? I like Pokemon. It's got the little accent mark over the E, and I mean, short of calling it Pocket Monsters, it seems like that's what the creators of it wanted. So let me show you the Pokemon card of the day. For today, June 16th, 2016, from Pojo.com, obviously, the trainer card of the day, or it's the Pokemon card of the day. It's a trainer card. It's called Team Rocket's Handiwork, and it says flip 2 coins. For each heads, discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. And it says at the bottom, you may only play 1 supporter card during your turn before you attack. Now, I like that about Pokemon cards. They explain everything on the card. It's very kid-friendly, sure, but it's very friendly to grown people that want to play Pokemon. And it has been a very long time since I played Pokemon, and I've been wanting to get back into it, to be quite honest with you. And I really like that fact that, hey, if you don't know the rules, they're right there. So you know what? Write to me. Do you want me to start doing like a Pokemon card segment or something? Because I would really enjoy that. I'd like a great excuse to play some Pokemon cards again. Well, I mean, if I could find some other grown people to play Pokemon cards, but I don't want to be hanging out around elementary school playgrounds saying, "Hey kid, you want to play some Pokemon or something?" That'd be a little creepy. Well, anyway, please get in touch with me at Tap2Podcast on Twitter or tap2productions@gmail.com with any suggestions. Leave comments below on this YouTube video. Whatever I can do to make this better or worse. If you want me to make it a little worse, I can probably do that for you too. So anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and see you next time.